or afternoon. It's 11 in Texas, and I decided to come to y'all a little bit earlier, okay? Because I've been waiting till more than 24 hours after the episode airs, and I didn't have nothing to do on this good Saturday morning. So I was like, let's check in. What's up, Carrie? Hey. What's up, El Michelle? Yes, girl, Poe Alexis. Bless her heart. Okay. Good morning, P. Good morning, Asia Carla. Hey, Julia Jules. What's up, Fave? So how y'all doing this morning? Let me know what time it is, where y'all at. Let me know if this 11 o'clock is too early for y'all on a Saturday. If it is, we can go back to our Saturday evening lives. Unless I have something to do, but then it'll be pre-recorded. So y'all let me know. What's up, Alicia Garcia? Hey. All right, P is only an hour behind. Couple announcements before we get started, y'all. We are on the way to 6,000 subscribers. We need to go ahead and get over that hump. I know some of y'all got some friends who watch the videos and y'all are not yet subscribed. So go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are not. Like, comment, share the video. And for those of you who are watching the playback, hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Thank y'all for showing up again. Okay, I really appreciate y'all supporting my channel. What's up, Tasha? Hey y'all. So yes, let's go ahead. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the episode. We are reviewing Ready to Love season 3, episode 10. I believe the episode was called something about conflict. I don't know. Episode 10, the one that aired last night, y'all. So the episode starts out and we pretty much pick up from where we left off. For those of you who didn't watch the last episode, I can go ahead and update y'all. Alexis addresses Amber on the rumor that she heard from Ron. The rumor was that Amber and Ron went on a date and that Ron had been texting Amber every single day and that he kissed her or they kissed, okay? So this was something that Alexis felt blindsided by, not only because she was talking to Ron, but because she felt like she hadn't gotten close to any of the other women like she has gotten close to Amber. So y'all, while we thought that Amber and KG had this 100% transparent relationship, there were obviously some things that she was not telling KG, okay? So you see this hand action, okay? One thing before I get started, y'all, I actually want to salute Amber for the way that she took that. However, I just don't understand the hesitancy to hold back on the information. She explained it. And I think this is where it helps that Amber is actually an attorney because she knew exactly how to handle the situation. She addressed what she did wrong and she knew how to move on from the situation. I felt like she was very lawyer-esque in this whole confrontation with Alexis. I think she handled it well. Good morning, Josiah. What's up? So, okay, the first thing. Alexis, I have to disagree with Alexis. She says that her issue was I would never kiss KG. To me, that was not the issue. Her kissing Ron was not the issue. To me, the issue was that she was withholding that information, being that that was your close friend. If y'all are on a show to date multiple people, that's no problem at all. But why are you withholding that information? Not only to the person you're talking to, but to your friend, and you didn't pray with your friend about this relationship. So yes, it definitely was a little bit sneaky. But Amber had a very good explanation for it. And when I say very good, y'all take that loosely, decide what you want to do with that. I mean, I could kind of see where it came from, but why keep it a secret if it wasn't that big of a deal? So Amber says that it was basically a club situation. She was trying to get her friend in a section. He had just got off of deployment. And, you know, Ron, being a club promoter that he is, told her that he could get them in. So he gets them a section at the club. And basically in the name of, you know how girls operate when you go to the club and you get a free drink and you might, you know, kiki in a dude's face that you really don't want. And by the end of the night, you know, you're not going to talk to him. That's the energy that Amber said she was giving. But that still doesn't explain why Ron said that he was texting Amber every single day. So something was going on. One So yes, you guys, something in the pudding ain't right. Okay. So she doesn't explain there why she allowed the kiss to happen. But she says basically it was just something that was sprung onto her. She didn't want to tell Amber because she didn't want Amber to make a decision off of something that small. I guess because we all knew that Amber was going to stop talking to Ron. Not Amber, sorry. We all knew that Alexis was going to stop talking to Ron just based off the simple fact that he wasn't a Christian. However, Amber claims that she didn't want to sway that. I feel like you should have. You should have swayed the whole boat. You should have rocked it left and right because that was enough to let your friend know that he wasn't serious about her. So while Amber did a good job apologizing, while I understand, oh, it's about a section, oh, I'm in a sticky situation, you were not trying to protect Alexis from making that decision. If anything, you were trying to protect yourself and you were trying to save face. So good apology, but I am definitely calling bullshit on that one. Y'all let me know in the comments. What do y'all think? Are y'all calling bullshit on Amber? Fedora says her explanation was weak AF. Naturally Mar, what's up? Amber is giving out kisses like Troy. High key. But she didn't want Troy to be all over her face. I mean, I wouldn't want Troy to be all over my face either. But Amber is giving out kisses, okay? And y'all, I'm so upset. I need to go to the OWN Network YouTube channel because we never saw the body painting date with Joelle and Amber. And I'm like, why are y'all withholding that? That looked like it was a hot and heavy scene. Now, what I'm talking about, y'all, is every single episode, they showed previews for what was going to happen. And we see a preview of Amber and Joelle body painting and they kiss. Still no explanation to that. So I don't like how much editing they're doing on this show, okay? Or I don't know if the editing that they're doing is the norm, but I feel like this narrative is being painted extremely hard, okay? It's lots of information that's being withheld, and that only lets us know that come reunion time, they're gonna be dropping some bombs. It's gonna be some stuff that we really didn't expect to see coming, not because it's such a shocker, but because they withheld the information. So I guess they know how to make good TV, y'all. Next, y'all, Kyra. Okay, she says, okay, since everybody's good, let's go ahead and go to the hot tub. Now, old girl knew what she was bringing. When I seen Kyra walk out there in that swimsuit, I said, damn, Kyra. Not because she was doing too much, but because I honestly did not expect Kyra's body to be bodying the way it was. I knew old girl was thick, but I didn't know that her stomach was going to be tight. You know, I was like, damn, you look good, girl. But one of the things she did was she definitely pulled a Liz. I was surprised that Liz didn't show out to do a little bit more because I felt like earlier in the season, she knew that what really got Jason riled up about her was anytime she showed her body or anytime she looked real sexy, you know? And Liz shows up in the hot tub in this little bitty tankini, and not little bitty, it's a very covering, okay? Liz shows up in a tankini or a one-piece swimsuit, and I was just like, girl, I mean, I guess. I mean, I can't be mad at you. That's definitely fitting to her personality. I definitely would have been looking at her a little bit more side eyes if Liz showed up showing body. So I can't be mad at the girl. However, Kyra, she literally knew what she was doing. She said to the camera that men are very visual. And you know that because the two men who she has to decide between are very visual to me. Lightweight, a little bit shallow because I don't see a match in either her or Jason or her and AJ. And Jason leads with his eyes, y'all. We've seen Jason go back and forth episode after episode. 1 week he like Liz. Liz got the titties out, ass looking right. And then the next episode, it's Kyra. When, in all honesty, I wish that I saw the communication from Jason and Kyra more often. Like, I feel like this whole time they've just been saying they like each other, but we haven't really seen the same flirtiness that we've seen with Jason and Liz. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like at this point in time, Liz and Jason definitely have a more deeper connection, even though they're looking like auntie and nephew, okay? And I have to clarify this every single time. Nobody is calling our girl Liz old. Liz is a beautiful woman. She don't even look old, but Jason got the damn baby face, and them two together just That ain't it, okay? So that I heard Jamie, that's me when I said that. Do y'all hear that? I'm being around it too much. Okay. So that just really wasn't it. So AJ makes his way to the pool, y'all. And Alexis is already dry hating, okay? AJ is talking to, well, really, the conversation happened between Jason and Kyra. Liz and AJ were bystanders, and they really wanted to talk about what brings you peace in a relationship. And Jason says what brings him peace is really understanding, which there's a huge lack of understanding whenever it comes to him and Kyra. But with Liz, he feels like it's clear as water. So he's basically telling her, you need to go ahead and decide, which we will get into that because I also feel like Jason is being a little bit hypocritical. I feel like men are not used to being the ones waiting to get chose. And if Kyra was the one to say, okay, fine, I choose you, Jason, he would have been put in the same predicament and he would have had two people to choose from. So it's the audacity for me, y'all. AJ is sitting there and him and Kyra start talking and they start arguing, I guess. I really don't think that they were arguing. I think that the relationship that Kyra and AJ has is full of debate and playfulness. I think that Kyra is just taken aback because she feels like AJ is a fuckboy, which we kind of know that that's how he presented himself on this show. In his introduction episode, he told us that it was probably a couple girls who he had dated before. So for AJ to be so confused as to why Kyra isn't really, sorry, y'all, as to why Kyra isn't really coming after him or really just falling into his arms, that's why. Think about how you presented yourself on this show, okay? You literally have showed up, you've done the bare minimum, and you expect women to pursue you. And Kyra is one of the women that's not pursuing you. Alexis is definitely one of the women who has to pursue, just like she has this entire journey on the show. She was pursuing Jason. She was probably pursuing Ron. We didn't really see how their relationship came about because editing. And who else was she pursuing? I know I'm missing somebody else, y'all. But Alexis was definitely pursuing, okay? So yeah, AJ doesn't really, he has no interest in a woman who's pursuing him because he's used to being an F-boy, he's used to a challenge, and he's used to chasing. So that's all I gotta say about that. I think they were play fighting. While all this is happening, y'all, Alexis is dry hating all the way. Dry hating from the side, okay? She's sitting down with Joelle and Vernicia. Joelle and Vernicia, they good now after all that BS. Now, I explained in our ladies' first panel. If y'all haven't checked that out, go make sure to watch our panel. It was on Jamie That's Me channel this week. Next week, it'll be on my channel. But we talked about Ready to Love, and I talked about how I felt about Joelle. I don't feel like Joelle and Vernicia are in a good spot after this argument. They might think they're in a good spot, but to me, it kind of just revealed his character. He tried to minimize the entire situation in order to not take responsibility for him hiding information from Vernicia. Like, honestly, he could have said anybody's name, but the simple fact that you are ready to leave Vernicia over that or ready to choose somebody else and publicly embarrass her, one, by saying it in front of all the other men, two, by letting somebody else reveal the information and you not being man enough to tell her, yeah, that was effed up. So whenever that situation happened, he should have apologized, stood on it immediately instead of trying to gaslight her and make her think that she was saying something that really wasn't going on. So for that, I was like, you know what? I don't like Joelle. And Vernicia, I've been saying episode after episode after episode, you should have been on this show dating other people, okay? However, a lot of the men who they collect for this show, none of them are ready to love. I don't think that there's very good options. I feel like a lot of the women are ready to love and the men just are not qualified, or either their match isn't there. I feel like Jason could be ready to love, but this man goes with whichever the way the wind is going, whoever's body is auditing at the moment in time. So that's why I'm kind of just like, I don't know. KG, to me, I can say strongly, is the only man on this show, his season before and this season, who is thoroughly ready to love. So back to this episode, y'all. Alexis is dry hating from the side. She's sitting with Joelle and Vernicia, and she's whispering, saying, yeah, so I was just telling Joelle that, Kyra and AJ, all they do is argue. I don't understand. what he sees in her. He just really needs some peace in his life. And I'm like, girl, so that's the angle you gonna take? Oh, but I give you peace. I give you peace. A man needs peace. You should be with me. Girl, that's the angle you gonna take? He is going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. And I hate that she has to compete this way, because I think that you would only get AJ by default if Kyra chose Jason, which is why you were so pressed about her choosing somebody last episode. So at this point, Alexis, log off from me, baby. Self-eliminate, because the man for you is not here. If you were to go home with AJ, I guarantee you by the reunion, you would not have heard from him. And y'all probably would not be talking. So log off for me, baby, please. You just want somebody to choose you, which is fine. Everybody, whenever you go on these shows, I'm sure you want to be chosen by somebody. But AJ's not choosing you. He's not giving you clarity. So yeah, she's dry hating. And I would rather her, have that clarity of mind than to dry hate on what Kyra is doing. Not smart. So next, while everybody is all away, we see KG and Amber. KG and Amber, they get together only for Amber to explain herself and why she withheld the information from KG about Ron. Now, these two have been saying the entire time that they have this transparent relationship, that's why they like each other so much, is because they have no secrets. And I really did appreciate that about them to begin with, but Amber, something about Amber I just really don't trust, okay? Even from the beginning. It's nothing wrong with a woman being a little bit less emotional or showing less emotions, because I'm that way myself, okay? I don't be trying to tell everybody my business, express my emotions and stuff like that. Fine, okay? But something about Amber just seemed very calculated. She seemed very quiet, very sneaky. And the situation with Alexis made me look at her even more differently. And I feel like KG just wants love so bad that Amber could have done anything and he would have took her back. So that's why I have this first picture up here, y'all. Y'all see this picture of KG, and he's draping the blanket around Amber. And as soon as they came outside to have that conversation, and he draped the blanket around Amber like the gentleman that he is, I was like, okay, it's giving, and I'm gonna stick by her side. Yep. That's my woman, and I'm gonna stick by her side. I'm gonna stick by her side. Okay, that's what he was giving. After he probably had to deal with a little bit of public embarrassment as well. It was almost as if KG didn't want the rest of the group to know that he didn't know. He looked shocked, but he never wanted to have that conversation with her in front of the group. Very smart. And that's because you're trying to protect your relationship and you want to forgive her. And I'm pretty sure you're going to move on with, whatever is thrown your way, because at this point in time, you are committed to Amber. So this is where Amber finally explains a little bit more of the story that happened with Ron. She says that, it was a club situation. Ron kissed her in front of his friends, and for the sake of not embarrassing him, she didn't say anything. Okay, I guess. But if it was that minimal and he kissed you in front of his friends, why did he say anything to Amber? Why didn't you say anything to Alexis and KG? Make it make sense. You claim that you didn't say anything to Alexis because you didn't want to influence her decision. But something like that had happened, you should have influenced her decision. And for you to have that relationship with KG where y'all are so transparent, you should have revealed that information. So I think that you really pulled out that law degree on us. I think you really had a great explanation for why you withheld information. I guess to someone who doesn't think very deeply, or someone who doesn't care enough, or someone who is willing to overlook your bullshit. But I just really wish you would have said something. Even if you didn't say anything to Alexis, you owe that to KG, him being your number one connection. Like you said in this sit down, what really matters is the connection. And I see this comment from Carrie. This is the one. Carrie said, Amber picked a safe person, and low key, she is still searching. Facts. I agree with you 100%. I think that she definitely chose the safest person. She knows that KG will go home with her at the end of the day. KG really didn't have any other connections, and she didn't mind dating other people. Now, that's fine. Y'all claim to be transparent, but you're withholding information because secretly you're still searching, just like Carrie said. So I'm like, if you like it, I love it, KG. I think y'all would be a good couple, but something about Amber just, I don't know. I feel like I can't trust her. So y'all, it's the next day. We find out that Vernicia and Joelle actually spent the night together. He laid up with his little baby or whatever. And he says that nothing happened. Y'all, if something happened, do y'all really think Joelle was gonna tell us? I don't think so. Something happened. Y'all had all that frustration built up, and now y'all are all cute, lovey-dovey. I'm pretty sure y'all laid it on out. Okay. Y'all comment, y'all let me know, live chat. Do y'all think that Vernicia and Joelle, had a good night's rest? Okay. And maybe with little rest. Y'all know what I mean. So, yes, Vernicia is talking to Joelle and she says, so what did you learn from yesterday? And Joelle says, well, I really didn't learn anything about you. I learned about other people. So when he said that to me, I was like, look at you again. This is you still not wanting to take full responsibility for embarrassing Vernicia. And I'm not saying for choosing Kyra because he's free to do that. For embarrassing Vernicia. For two, withholding information. So you're saying you learn more about Amber as if I learned more that Amber was messy and you learn more about Amber with the Alexis situation. Take responsibility. And Vernicia, this is where I get so frustrated with Vernicia. Even after she got upset with Joelle, which she had every right to be upset with Joelle, she tries to ease his mind and lets him know, I may be mad for a little bit, but hey, let's take this as a learning lesson. I just wanted you to learn how I am when I get upset. You don't have to ease that man's mind. You could have went off on him. You could have cussed his ass out. And whatever he received would have been what he received. You don't have to ease his mind because he was wrong in this situation. And I see this comment from Ramel. What's up, Ramel? He says, in my opinion, this whole show is a joke now. That's how it gets every season, right? Every season, whenever you get down to the final couples, it becomes like Survivor. And that's why if y'all saw the thumbnail of this video, I put survival mode activated. Because at this point in time, even if people don't have connections, they literally just want to stay on the show. That's it. They start thinking about who they can talk to, who they hadn't talked to before. They start to pressure people into making decisions before decision day, so on and so on. So I really wish, I'm going to say it for the 100th time again, Vernicia should have been dating other people while on this show. Okay. And then the next thing, I feel like she thinks that Joelle is a lot better than what he is only because he's been semi-committed to her this whole time. I don't think that makes Joelle the end all be all for you, period. I was going to say on the show, but period. And then the other thing is, Alexis says during this episode, Vernicia got her a good one. You're saying that she got her a good one only because he chose her. But that doesn't speak to his character and how he is going to move out here in these streets. What speaks to his character is when he embarrassed her by choosing Kyra in front of everybody else over one disagreement. And for two, whenever she addressed him on it, he never wanted to take responsibility for it. He apologized so they can move on. He literally just wanted to move on. And then the next morning when she said, what did you learn? He still didn't learn anything about himself or you. So he's still not taking responsibility. And for that, I cannot get with Joelle. So next, y'all, we see Liz and Alexis. Liz and Alexis, they were actually roommates and they're talking. Liz is just so smitten. Liz is just so smiley and giddy about kissing Jason. And the only reason why I'm a little bit for this is because I like Liz. And I know that that's where Liz is invested. I don't think Jason is the one for her, but I definitely feel like if Liz and Jason are on the same page, they should just choose each other and walk away. But I also feel like if Jason didn't choose her, he would almost be doing her a favor. I would love for Liz to go home alone. Okay. Now, Alexis. Alexis again, she starts whispering about how, Kyra and AJ, they argue every time they get together, which, girl, I feel like you are reaching. She feels like she can bring peace to AJ's life and that her and AJ's relationship has little conflict. Well, girl, me and a stranger off the street saying hello have little conflict, okay? Me and one of my coworkers that I may see every, Blue Moon, we have little conflict. And I feel like that is what's going on with you and AJ. You had complained when we first got to the cabin. I said we, because I didn't insert my whole self in the show, y'all. I'm invested. So whenever we first got to this cabin, y'all, you claimed that you hadn't heard from AJ since the kiss, right? Of course, you're going to have little conflict, okay? And he hadn't kissed you since then. So the delusion, the self-convincing is sad to see. I hate to see it. And I really would like for you to choose yourself at the end of this, the same way that you thought that you were choosing yourself whenever you decided to send Ron home. Choose yourself. Don't choose AJ, because I don't think AJ is choosing you. And if he does, y'all not gonna be together by the reunion. Okay. So let's move on. Next date, y'all. We see Kyra again with the body yada yada. Girl, you look good. Okay. I definitely appreciate like a thicker girl, athletically built girl, because that's how I am, y'all. If y'all haven't seen, go look at my I got like a haul video with my athletic wear, and just on Instagram, you can see me. But I really love seeing body types like this, because you're not thick to where like you looking like them, you know, Instagram girls. You just naturally thick and you giving. So I love to see Kyra give. Okay. So she is on this date, and literally they're just doing what they always do. Okay. Having a good old time, it seems like. I still don't feel like I see the connection. I don't. I still feel like Jason is leading with his eyes. I feel like he has a stronger connection with Liz, or at least that's what they show. I don't see the connection. I feel like he's still sitting in Kyra's corner like, hey, girl, you look good. We get along. If you choose me, I'm choosing you. Okay? That's what he's saying for now. Okay? Whenever he's with Kyra, he's not thinking about Liz. So I definitely see why we get all this flip-flop between him every episode. When he's with Liz, he's not necessarily thinking about Kyra, and he invests his whole conversation into that person. And that's why he's so flip-floppy. So it's almost like, yes, you're telling Kyra, if you choose me, I'm gonna leave with you. But at the same time, we can't really trust you. We cannot trust you. So he wants to put Kyra in the hot seat. And this is where the hypocrisy begins, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. He says, I just want to know, are we not solid? Yes, y'all are solid. Kyra says, basically, Jason, I need until the end of this experience to let you know. Why would she sell herself short and let you know before this experiment ends that she chooses you, only for you to leave this date? And by the time the date is over, you going back to Liz looking dumb, because you don't know who you want to choose. And then the other thing, y'all, I think Jason also knows that his connection is stronger with Liz, because if y'all look at this first picture, whenever she said, okay, I lose, you're the sexiest man in the world, he didn't kiss her on the lips. He kissed her on the forehead, and he's been kissing Liz on the lips. So I think he's starting to draw boundaries that he doesn't even really know that he's drawing. Before I keep going for the second half of this episode, y'all, please like up the video. Thank you, Ramel. Thank you, El Michelle. Thank you, Carrie, for reminding everybody. Thank you, mods. Like up this video. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Instagram. Show me your favorite clips and subscribe. So we will keep going, y'all. He puts her in the hot seat, and he basically says, who do you want? And she told him, basically, I can't give you an answer. And in his confessional, he explains that Liz gave him clarity where Kyra did not. Fair, okay? And Kyra, I love how she's holding strong, saying to him, well, you still have to make a decision too. I'm just like you. We in the same boat. We are in the same boat. I feel like, yes, Jason couldn't pick, but wanted her to pick. And I feel like Jason was saying, well, if you pick, you will be making my decision a whole lot easier. I feel like Jason is at the point to where he's saying, if you can't choose me today, I'm choosing Liz. So, I mean, I still don't blame Kyra. I think Kyra made the right decision, because if she would have chose Jason, there's still no guarantee that he would have been leaving with her. He definitely could have chosen Liz, and I don't want you to play yourself. So, smart girl, Kyra. Next, y'all, we see this date between AJ and Alexis. We gonna call this a struggle date. Come on, comment section. Hashtag struggle dates. Because they have nothing going on. Goodbye, Ramel. But they have nothing going on, y'all. Alexis is literally using this date to try to play checkers. She's letting AJ know, hey, I was might have been tripping a couple days ago when I told you that you didn't hit me up, but I love how whenever we have conversations or when we have disagreements, it's a growing moment, it's an understanding moment, and you calm me back down. Okay, bet. If that's how you want to flip it, because you know that later on in this conversation, you're going to flip and make the little play arguments between him and Kyra something about peace. Girl, bye. So she says that AJ is agreeing with her because AJ doesn't care. I feel like AJ is so indifferent about Alexis. He couldn't be any more indifferent. And Alexis goes on to further prove her point, and she says, I feel like, I don't, not to bring up other people. Wow, you bring up other people. But I feel like with other people here that, they might not necessarily bring you peace. And my interest is in you. And I just only want the best for you. And I want to make sure that you're being brought peace. I'm parched like Alexis was on this day, y'all. So she says that AJ's response is, instead of saying, yeah, I appreciate that you bring me peace, blah, 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 you're the one, like she wanted to hear. He says to her, it's a struggle between going with what's familiar and going with what's new and exciting or something that's not as exciting. And I almost took it as, so which one is her? Like, we know that Kyra is familiar to him, but I definitely wouldn't say that, Alexis is more exciting. I would probably say that Kyra is more exciting for him. So I'm like, okay. Alexis didn't get the answer she wanted to hear. He says, all right, let's hug it out. And this bottom picture right here, she says, is that all I'm going to get? I'm just going to get a hug. Let me get a kiss, head ass. Girl, we don't do that. We don't do that. Y'all think about somebody y'all know who be like, can I get a hug? That's what Alexis was giving. Can I get a kiss, head ass? No, ma'am, we don't. He kissed her. And to me, it wasn't even a kiss that he like really wanted to initiate or do it on his own. It was definitely something that was like, here you go. And she went with it. Girl, choose yourself. Choose yourself. So now, y'all, it gets down to Tommy. He's coming in. I love Tommy's outfit, y'all. He definitely was giving like Southern cowboy stuff, y'all. Ooh, that just reminds me. I'll probably have a vlog idea for sometime in August. My family is like from a country town, and it's a black rodeo every year. And I think that vlog will be so lit. So I'll probably do that. Another thing I might do a vlog on is my engagement photo shoot is happening at the end of this month. And I think I'm gonna vlog like the whole process, like getting ready, blah, 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 this and that. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Now, back to the show, y'all. Tommy shows up. Y'all know what time it is whenever Tommy shows up. This time, instead of doing a men's lounge, he talks to the men in pairs or groups. So first he talks to Jason. He wants to know, if you had to leave, who are you leaving with, okay? Jason, it says, oh man, I don't know. One person's giving me clear direction, the other person really isn't. And Tommy says, when it comes to love, you don't necessarily always get a clear answer, right? And Jason goes, well, you know what? I'm gonna go with what my dad told me. My dad told me that love is never confusing. And I think that's good advice, right? So he ultimately ends up choosing Liz. It seemed like it was a difficult decision, but to me, not really. I think you have gotten to the point to where you don't want to risk not walking away with anybody. So you're going to choose the person who chooses you. And I don't blame you for that. However, I don't think you should have pressured Kyra into making a decision. So whatever. Now, KG, y'all, we always know who KG is going to choose. He's giving I'm going to stick by her side. He chooses Amber. He's staying with Amber, right? Joelle, he's staying with Vernicia even after being in the doghouse. No surprise, you ain't choosing nobody else, and you better not choose anybody else. We know that. Now, the last person, AJ. AJ is having such a difficult decision-making time, right? And AJ is saying to Tommy, oh, well, this is so hard because this is people's real feelings involved. Nah, when was it not? Okay, that's that Playboy energy type mentality I'm talking. Man, these are people's real feelings involved based off a decision. Nah, it's not. Okay, so at the end of the day, somebody's feelings is gonna get hurt. Go ahead and choose who you gonna choose. Yes, Fedora, AJ and his fake dilemma. Like, AJ, you know who you want to choose. It's just you are struggling between the possibility of being rejected or choosing somebody who you really don't want. So it's like, come on now, this is funny. So Tommy, I really wish that Tommy forced him to choose. But y'all know this was part of the show, okay? Tommy says, you know what? I know this is hard for you. Ain't that what he be talking like? I know this is hard for you. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time. So he decides to give AJ a little bit more time. And I was like, what? Are you serious? So AJ gets a little bit more time, the time he was asking for. And then we see him that evening, I'm assuming, on a date with Kyra. Kyra is going into this date anxious, but she's also a little bit excited, right? Because she likes AJ. So he's having a conversation with her, basically has the same conversation that Jason had with Kyra earlier in the day. And he said that he feels like he's expensing all this effort for nothing in return. No, what effort are you giving? I mean, if you are giving effort, we're definitely not seeing it. But I felt like if you were expensing all the effort that you claim, Kyra would have chose you, no question. Because I feel like Kyra is put in the situation to where she really wants to choose AJ, but she hasn't because she still feels like he's an F1. So it's like, AJ, don't flatter yourself. You keep talking about how hard you're working, but we haven't seen you work hard at all on this show since you've been there, right? So she tells him the same thing. I need until the end of this process to let you know. And this was so manipulative, y'all. This irked my nerves. So he ultimately ends up telling her, we've come to the decision and we feel like you are not yet ready to love. And he's holding her hand. And Kyra immediately just puts her face down. And part of me was kind of like, glad. I'm not going to lie. Part of me was glad because I don't want either one of these women to end up with Jason or AJ. But the other part of me was like, oh, really? So y'all really just gonna send her home because y'all are too afraid of the possibility of rejection. And y'all want to make sure y'all leave with somebody because this is what this turned into. Y'all just want to make sure y'all leave with somebody. So he says, just so you know, Jason made his decision. He didn't choose you. I haven't made my decision yet. So I feel like he has definitely backed her into a damn corner. And he basically said, Jason don't want you no more. Now all you got is me. What you gonna do? Is you with it or is you with it? That's what he said. And when he did that, I was like, the audacity, you guys. The audacity. And it makes me think about how men are when it comes to rejection or the possibility of rejection. Men are so fragile when it comes to that. They are so used to being the choosers. And I think that's why he's not excited about Alexis, because Alexis is pursuing him. He wants to be the pursuer, but they want to win. They're naturally competitive. So I'm like, really? You intentionally just wanted her to know that Jason chose Liz. Everybody wants who they can't have, right? AJ was very much giving Alexis in this scene, in my opinion. He was playing chess, just like Alexis had been playing chess. So it's like, y'all need to realize when somebody doesn't want you. I keep recommending for everybody to self-eliminate, but there definitely has to be some sort of clause in this show where there can only be so many self-eliminations or else they won't have a show. Because if production did a bad job of picking who they were going to choose, then they won't really have a show. So at this point in time, I don't think people can self-eliminate. If I'm wrong, let me know. But this was not it. Kyra, part of me wanted you to go home. Not because I don't like you, but because I don't like all the manipulation that the men were doing. It was too much. So as AJ is telling her, you know, what are you going to do? He's holding her hand and she's like, I need my hand back. And we get to another to be continued, y'all. So let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Let me catch up on y'all's comments because the episode was pretty boring, but we've learned so much about these people that I feel like we can dig a little bit more into who they really are. Uh-oh, Jaylee's Corner, what's up? This episode was a waste of time and aggravating. That I would definitely say that. The only thing that really made this episode fun was that we could further dig into how these people think and move. Like, I'm obsessed with psychologically talking about people. I'm not a credible psychologist, y'all, just a reality TV one. But yeah, this episode was aggravating. I really don't like the way that they were moving. So what did y'all think about the episode? Come on, let's go. Nana says that she doesn't trust Amber at all. I don't. Carrie, this the one. Carrie says the preview for the next week, Jason still wants Kyra to pick. I know. And that's what I'm talking about. You acted like you were going to leave with Liz since Liz chose you when it was as clear as water. But next week, it seems like you still going back and forth. I'm just like, nobody is safe with Jason. Jason is the type of dude where your man be looking at people whenever you're with each other in public. That's the type of dude you don't want to take nowhere. Jason, like, y'all should have seen his face when Kyra came in that pool. You can't trust him. Nobody's safe with Jason. He seems to be, to me, Jason is a fake good guy. To me. Sam J, she says it seems like a lot of gaslighting going on. Facts. This, Jay Antoinette, how was Kyra eliminated and then in the next episode? She wasn't. That was a tactic. That was a scheme that Todd set up. Man, that was a scheme that AJ set up. Definitely. Nana, they are dragging this out like Married at First Sight season 12. Reunion, please. Come on. This one, Liz Vids. The ending was weird, especially seeing the preview for next week. Baby, what was the point? What was the point? They wasted our time with that. Facts. I was like, come on. L. Hillard. Alexis has been playing Red Rover. Let Alexis come over. Okay. Unique says, Ron said a lot of stuff they didn't air. Looking forward to the reunion. I want to know. I know that a lot of these people have been doing interviews with Lil Black Book. I have not yet went and looked at the interviews, but I know they're dropping a whole bunch of information. I'm trying to avoid looking at those interviews because I don't want my opinion to be swayed while I'm still reviewing the show. Shelly Parker says, I think in real life, these women would not date Jason. They are all out of his league. I think they would. Only reason why I'm saying that is because everybody, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but I feel like I've known a lot of guys who are tall and athletic and the face ain't hitting for nothing, but that still qualifies them to be dateable. just the athletic build and being tall. So I think they would date him in real life. All right. So pissed that they allowed AJ to be in the position to choose. Yes, that was messy as hell. And then in the preview for next week, y'all, we see that AJ is sitting with Alexis and saying that he can see them having a long future together. He's saying that before he sends her home, y'all. I'm pretty sure, right? Oh, okay. I guess David is doing an interview with Lil Black Book. Y'all, part of me would like to watch it, but I'm gonna hold off. Y'all let me know in the comments what the interview is hitting for, please. But yes, Elle says, regardless of what happens, Kyra and AJ will still see each other and they run in the same social circle here in Houston. Yes, which is why I feel like when AJ says to Alexis, we'll be in each other's lives for a while, he's basically said, we made a connection. I'm going to see you out and about, but it just ain't going to be with me. That's all I think it is. What's up, Shanika Monroe? But yeah, y'all, that's all I got. Okay. Another thing, y'all, if y'all missed the beginning of the video, go back and watch the playback announcements. I have just opened up the membership ability on my channel where I will post unedited content. I will be doing live watch parties if you join my membership program. And other than that, I'm trying to get to 6,000, y'all. It's time to hit the next 1,000. Okay, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, y'all. I hope that y'all have an amazing weekend, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.